Are you ready for some movies? Now, before I get into the movies I'm looking forward to in 2025, I do want to acknowledge a few of my favorites from 2024. First off, Joker, Folie à Deux, with Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gag. Don't groan. This movie was panned hard. So hard I thought it'd get a flat nose. Now, I don't see how this one is not going to get a Razzie Award. I mean, it's really hands down the biggest flop of the year. Now, knowing how everyone was screaming about what a dud this flick was, I decided to go see it. Clear my mind of all expectations of the payoff of finally getting to see Joaquin Phoenix's Joker run around Gotham doing Joker stuff like everyone wanted him to do. Instead, I let all that go. I cleared my mind and I allowed the movie to take me where it wanted to and tell me the story it had, not the story I wanted it to have. And what I came away with was a magically tragic tale of the prison life of Arthur Fleck, his experience with a mentally unstable woman with a romantic prisoner infatuation, combined with a burning desire for personal fame and attention, and no second thoughts whatsoever about using up Arthur Fleck for how much of this she could wring out of him. And finally, the courtroom drama of Fleck's mass murder trial and his ultimate, quite unspectacular demise at the hands of a fellow prisoner with a shank. It's an interesting yet uncomfortable tapestry of tragedy, fantasy, and the human condition interwoven into a mega box office flop of preposterous proportions. And for the chutzpah of taking everyone's expectations and money, wadding it all up and tossing it in the garbage while extending a huge special finger to all the built-up pretense surrounding it and the audience along with it, Joker Folie à Deux has indeed earned my respect. What say you? Another one that surprised me was Wicked. I didn't expect to like what I thought was going to be some silly chick flick. I tried not to like this, but I did. This is an adventure, a massive undertaking from the visuals to the acting to the music, and it's filled with performers that I don't like, and they're blowing it all out of the water anyway and shoving their raw donut licking talent right in my face and making me eat a heaping helping of spectacle pie whether I want to or not. This movie abused me, and I liked it. Fantastic all around, and this was just part one. Grab your broom and go see it. And speaking of broomstick riders, Demi Moore in The Substance. Wow. I mean, if you've ever wanted to see Demi Moore in the craziest horror sci-fi film you've ever experienced, you gotta see The Substance. But don't take the kids because she's naked in it. Okay, moving along to the movies I'm looking forward to in 25, or at least that I feel are notable. Like Lilo and Stitch, the live-action remake. That could be good, or it could burn like a kerosene-soaked tiki hut. Jurassic World Rebirth. I don't know, I'm kind of over the whole Jurassic thing, but I'm sure this is going to be a fun popcorn movie. You know. And then we've got the new Superman movie called Superman. Now, as you probably know, Henry Cavill's out and David Corenswet is in. Henry was fantastic. And he was set to reprise this role, and for some reason, James Gunn, the director, recast the part, and I'm really troubled by that. And I was really enjoying the harder edge, darker places they were going with Henry, and now I'm really not sure what's happening or what's going to go on. I do like the new emblem, though, which looks more like an alien symbol than an S, and in my opinion, it should have always looked that way because he's an alien. Okay, a Minecraft movie. This is going to be the big Jack Black flick of 25, and it looks like a fun one for the kids that adults can also enjoy. I've seen the trailer, and to me it looks like one of the newer Jumanji movies, kind of repackaged, in that 4 people get sucked into a game and then connect with an expert builder who then helps them to survive all the different challenges and pitfalls of this crazy, crazy digital world. Zeros and ones. And then there's the live action Snow White. Now, there was a lot of controversy this past year over a picture of a group of actors who were portraying the dwarves, and people were losing their minds and clutching their pearls that they didn't look like the dwarves they grew up and loved. And I'm going to say it, they were upset that the actors weren't white. And believing that they weren't white because of the woke diversity pushing agendas of Hollywood. And I don't even know where to start with this except to say these were pictures of the motion actors that were going to be replaced with CGI. These were people that the real actors could play against for capturing of more fluid human movements, more realism. You know, what they look like didn't really matter. Now, I'm sick of identity politics myself, being interjected just for the sake of it, but for the love of God, if you're going to get offended about something, know what you're getting offended about. I mean, come on. This stated, speaking of looks, the premise that the gorgeous Gal Gadot playing the evil queen would be jealous of a Dora the Explorer looking girl with clammy skin and a hairy mole on her face is kind of, that's beyond credibility. It's like that SNL skit where Chris Farley competes with Patrick Swayze for the last open slot on the Chippendales dance troupe. I mean, what are we doing here, folks? Okay. Captain America, Brave New World. Okay. I'm not crazy about the title. I mean, it's not bad. It's just not good or interesting. That said, the upgrading of the B-level superhero Falcon, finally putting on his big boy pants and taking up the shield of Captain America is an interesting angle. I'm looking forward to it. It's about time Falcon got his due. Too bad it will not be in the form of a true Falcon movie, but you could argue that this is a true Falcon movie in that it combines his strengths with the remaining toys and technology of Captain America to take him up to the next level. Hey, I'll take it. I think what I'm reserved about here is I feel this movie is telling me that Falcon wasn't enough the way he was, and he needed Captain America's leftover toys to bring him up to snuff. And to me, that hints of a disrespect for the legacy that's been built up over several movies for the Falcon character. Now, regardless, it's an interesting dynamic. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I just would have at least liked a better title. Brave New World is kind of lackluster. All right. Guillermo del Toro's new adaptation of Frankenstein is going to star Mia Goth, and it's coming in the new year. Now, there's not a lot of information out about this one, much less a trailer. And I'm of two minds about this. Half of me is saying, do we really need another Frankenstein movie? Let's move on to something new and fresh. While the other half of me is screaming with joy like a little teenage fangirl. Of course we need a new Frankenstein movie. Then we have Popeye the Slayer Man. Yes, you heard that right. Who was apparently misconfigured and physically altered by a chemically tainted batch of spinach. He now lurks in the shadows of the old abandoned spinach factory on the docks and metes out his horrific punishments on any who might dare trespass. I'm guessing the rights to Popeye have recently become public domain.
I am what I am.
Yeah. There's a whole lot more in the world of movies, but honestly, it's mostly sequels, remakes, reboots. But, hey, Dogman is finally getting his own feature film, and that's Hollywood throwing us a bone.